Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Nox, and we are continuing our playthrough of DragonAgeOrigins. In the last episode, we got betrayed by our brother Bhelen, got set up, and we were outcast from Orzammar, and we find ourselves here now. Caseless. This fort? City? We find ourselves in Ostagar. As we are trying to now join the Grey Wardens. But before we go over there, we're gonna go over here because I know there's some loot over here. And I don't know if it's available like later in the game, so you know, better to get it now. There it is. I don't even know if any of this is useful. Okay.
Lovely.
Second hopper. Is that really all the loot that's over here? Okay, that's not a lot. Well, there is that chest over there, but I'm never going to be able to unlock that, so... Alrighty. Well, let's see. I can't recall. Yeah, okay, there's someone talking here.
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
What is the Tower of Ishal?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
Why is the tower off limits exactly?
By orders of Tevinter Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
Lower chambers?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
Tell me more about Ostagar.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. It's probably why it's still standing. Make a speed your steps.
Cool. Yeah, because dwarves are awesome architects. But I don't actually know why Ostagar would be dwarven make if it goes back to the Tevinter Imperium, because I don't think the Tevinters had anything to do with the dwarves. I never seen this statue before. I have played through Ostagar at least like 7 times, and I'm telling you, I've never seen the statue in my life. Oh, cool.
Hey, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought. This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tevinter Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
I just imagine someone going through Ostagar just swinging a dead cat. I don't even know if Masinya would know about the Circle of Magi.
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tevinter Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tevinter Loghain wild, that does.
Okay, so like, I can hear dogs barking, but I don't actually know if Masinya knows what a dog is. She's a dwarf. I don't think dogs live down there. But yeah. What's the barking about?
This is Fereldan, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
That's unfortunate. I should probably see where Alistair is. I think my quest is to find Alistair. I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages. Good luck to you then.
Oh, we got a new Codex entry. I guess I can read it right now. As usual, there will be chapters. Whether or not they will appear on the bar, I don't know, but they'll definitely be in the description. Yeah, just find Alistair. Okay. We have creature? What? Oh. Archdemon. Why do I have this codex? Okay. The Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, till at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumont. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first Blight. Threnodies 8-7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in the relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn finds one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. Blight. Cool. I do not know where I got this codex entry. Try in history. Ostagar. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Korcari wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians, known today as the Chastened Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north, and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders, and then, as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Fereldan nation, fell to ruin completely. It remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Vishal, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. From Fereldan, Folklore and History, by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Oh, okay. Sister Petrine is like... I've been playing through Dragon Age 2 right now, and Sister Petrine, you get codex entries from her, like, everywhere. So I didn't know that she was in DragonAge Origins as well. Okay. The Korcari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the land of Fereldan in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest, on the southern border of the Fereldan Valley, and he claimed the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the Chastened Wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old Chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from her son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of legend is, of course, the Korcari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened Wilders folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the Chasten eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Fereldan simply ends with the Korcari Wilds. There's nothing beyond. The wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders, by Mother Elise, Chantry Scholar 918, Dragon. That's quite a recent entry then. I think the year of this game is like 930, maybe. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. Maybe it's 920, 20s. One of those numbers. Okay. The Korcari Wilds kind of reminds me of like the wall in the north in Game of Thrones. You know, like that's where the world ends. You know, there's some stuff beyond it, but like nothing good's beyond it. Oh hey, Bhelen's thing got updated. Actually, I think this is new. Okay, yeah. Bhelen Aeducan. Time is something you may not have much of. Well, that's kind of ruthless and true. Third of King Endrin's children, Bhelen has always been considered the last and least of his family. Trian was the undisputed heir apparent from the moment of his birth, and Masinya was not only the most accomplished, but also their father's clear favorite. Bhelen's most notable trait was his ability to stay out of trouble. He tricked Masinya into slaying their brother Trian, who knew both his rivals for the throne in one stroke. You know, he might be a bit of a prick, but you gotta acknowledge he got skills. King Cailan Theirin. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Merrick Theirin, Cailan was the first Fereldan king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Honora. Loghain Mac Tir. It takes more than legends to win a battle. Loghain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the Resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir to the Fereldan throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Allegiant Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Fereldan ideals of hard work and independence. We haven't met him, but we will. Shortly. Possibly in this episode, I don't know. I don't know if I can meet him in this episode. I'll see. And now we have Trian's journal. In my headcanon, Masinya has read this on her journey to Ostagar, but you don't get to see that journey, so we'll just read it here. 21 for Ventus, which I'm assuming is a month. I don't know when that is, though. Notice Gorum running around trying to get pieces of my sibling's ceremonial armor ready for the feast. Stopped him and asked him how preparations were going. He mentioned that one of the bracers had a spot of tarnish on it. I was quite impressed at his dedication. He is most loyal to our family. 23 for Ventus. Or 23rd of Ventus. Was on a way to discuss the treaty with father when came across a messenger waiting at the hall. On being asked why he was loitering about the royal palace, he mumbled something about having a gift for the new commander, and asked me, begged almost, to pass along some object or other to my sibling. Me, the heir of the throne of Orzammar, does not run errands for a messenger. Must have been new on the job, had him thrown out. However, still reeling from the gall of it. Learned later that Bhelen had told the messenger that the quickest way to get things to our sibling was through me and had made him wait until I came by. So unseemly for a Prince of Orzammar to play such tricks. He needs to grow up and understand that, as royalty, he has responsibilities. 24th for Ventus. Found Bhelen's little playmate again, lurking about the corridors outside of his bedroom this morning. Must have been trying to steal something, or already had. Bosom seemed fuller than most decent ladies. Some jewels hidden in the bodice? Anyway, pretended not to see her. Would have been awkward otherwise. Wish Bhelen would keep her confined to his room, if he must have her around. Little brother is too concerned with fun and pleasure, and not serious enough about his duties as friends. Must talk to him about discipline when have time. When I have time. Unfortunately, much too busy with the many tasks others laid upon my shoulders. 26 for Ventus. Remember to send small token of gratitude to Jaelia? Helmi. Alliance between Helmi and Aeducan must be kept strong. Lady Jaelia will of course accept proposal of marriage since I will be king sooner or later, but it never hurts to be polite and keep the lady happy. Hear that there are some surfacers selling silks. Maybe we'll send second out for something nice. Jaelia's favorite color? Turquoise. 28th for Ventus. Heard about there being provings held in my siblings' honor. They do not have provings for me at my first commission, and I am the heir. What is going on? Must go watch these provings, make a presence felt. Orzammar must not forget that I am to be her next king. From the Journal of Trian, Aeducan. So, as is apparent, Bhelen was already setting this whole murder up from, the beginning. And I think it's nice seeing Trian's perspective, and, I don't know. I just kind of feel bad for the dude, because he is kind of, just screwed from the beginning, but then again, I kind of don't. It's an awkward situation with Trian. Alrighty. Forgot. I've been playing Diablo 4 some, and used to just clicking and having the character walk right, but...
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
I don't think they ever explained what the mages are doing.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
Are they doing, a protection ritual? I don't know. Do you tell me?
The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
The Fade?
The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed, not even by Grey Wardens.
As you wish. You talking to someone? Sir. Sir, can I help you?
We stand here in this hour, good folk of Fereldan, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the maker, go without lesson, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow
How long
our
is this
heads and
prayer?
remember those who have fallen
Ma'am, I just
and
want to
those
talk to
who are
Wynne.
yet to fall.
Okay. Hello,
Father
Wynne.
above, hear the
Oh
prayers
my
of your
gosh.
father. We who betrayed your promise.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
I forgot that Wynne already knew Duncan. I wonder what their history is. How do they know each other? I am Masinya. Yeah. Can I say I am Masinya, pleased to meet you? Actually, I cannot.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
Will you be fighting besides the king?
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
Do you know? I don't know if I can ask those questions. Have you faced the Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
Yeah, not much. I'm a dwarf after all.
It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
So, like, the Fade is something that's totally related to, like, humans and elves and stuff. The dwarves, I don't even know if the dwarves believe in the Fade. They believe in the stone, but the Fade is like, the Fade is where magic comes from, and since the dwarves aren't magical, they don't have any connection to the Fade. And the Fade is also where you go to dream, and since dwarves have no connection to magic, they don't dream, which is kind of weird. Or at least, it's never been explained whether or not they don't dream. But they don't dream. Yeah, I don't even think Masinya knows what a dream is. So, what's the Black City?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
No, we're not gonna insult the Chant of Light right here. Though it is probably, like, shaky at best. And is that true?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
I'm not gonna insult her. I forgot how, like, insulting you can be in some of these conversations. At least it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Watch over the valiant King Cailan and
Oh,
guide
you get a Wynne Codex too. Okay. I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. I love Wynne so much. Wynne's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be first enchanter Irving's successor. But she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the Tower of King Cailan's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar.
terrible evil. Watch over Terin Loghain and give him the wisdom.
Ma'am,
to
are you
cast
really
victory
still
against
going?
The scourge of shadow. Watch over Fereldan.
No, but I love Wynne. I always forget that she's not religious. Like, for some reason I always think that she is.
Welcome, young woman.
Who are you?
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
I'm saying he's not going to say that. What is in... Oh man, I'm trying to recall whether or not dwarves enchant stuff. What is enchantment exactly?
It is the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced
Damn it,
by
it
the
is practiced by
dwarves.
dwarves.
The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff, or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not.
What sort of enchantments are there?
Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well. Goodbye.
Oh, I thought they would have given me entire country for the Tranquil. Well, yeah, Tranquil are sad. Their story is.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad. Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
And what do you think I'd be?
Not a dwarf, yet here you are. The name's Daveth. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they cooked this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
The wilds?
We're right on the northern edge of the Korcari wilds here, miles and miles of savage country. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Why would they send us into the forest?
Sounds like some kind of test. Maybe we'll hunt us a souvenir or two. It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
They're forcing you to be here?
I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
I forgot about Daveth. Okay, damn it, seeing locked chests just always makes me sad. Alright, Quartermaster.
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
Can't say I have, no.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back, or by the maker up. Oh, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
Do you need this? Do you need help in tracking down this girl?
Oh, I'm sure you have better things to do than run errands for me. I can find her myself.
That is true, I do have better things to do. What kind of
Arms
supplies
and
do you
armor,
have?
for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see what you have.
Let me know what you'd like.
Okay, so time to sell off my junk. Wait, should I sell it now? Oh, I might need to keep this. My inventory's gonna get full. Damn it. I'll sell the things I know I'm not gonna need. So, both, sure. Yeah, I don't recall whether or not. Well, I could probably sell the short bow. Yeah, maybe I should have done some different choices in that first episode. I remember when I got here the first time, I had like gold pieces. Like I started off with a bunch of money because I took the shield that Gorham offered, and I took the money from that one like shaper dude. And I also asked, and I think I also sided with the dwarven dude who was working for like to get the surfacers reinstated to their noble houses. So I had a bunch of gold when I got to Ostagar. But tragically I did not take those choices. Okay, so I've always wondered, is this the red-headed elf that he's talking about? Is she an elf? I think I see some elf ears.
I have urgent duties, sorry.
Yeah, she's an elf.
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get the switch.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think Masinya would actually know about the whole elven situation going on here.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I've missed you, Alistair. Huh. I'm trying to think how Masinya would exactly reply to that. Sorry, what?
Oh, nothing. Just trying to find a bright side to all this. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
How can a dwarf be a mage?
You never know. These mages sneak up on you. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit, from Orzammar. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
How could you recognize me?
Duncan sent word. He spoke quite highly of you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Alistair, the new Grey Warden. Though I guess you knew that. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Masinya.
Right, that was the name. There haven't been any Dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn.
Unfortunately so. We have been fighting them for centuries.
Hard to believe most folks here think the Darkspawn disappeared after the last Blight, when your people still suffer every day. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
What's a Templar?
You don't know? Quick version then. The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous, so they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates. That's what I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
Yeah, I totally forgot that, like, Masinya would be oblivious to the whole mage, or at least I assumed that she wouldn't know anything about the whole mage Templar situation. She'd probably know about the elves, though. What about the other recruits?
Daveth and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
I've met Daveth.
Right, that cut-purse Duncan conscripted. Not sure what Duncan sees in him, to be honest. Keep an eye out, maybe we'll see the other one, or I can track him down later.
Alrighty. Looking forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh, that's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
I totally forgot that we leveled up. We leveled up last episode. Well, I guess I'll just read Alistair's later, which is still going to be there. Oh, into strength? I don't know what I was debating. The way I do need to add some to cunning, perhaps. Oh, I can still get my next level of coercion, though. I just drop something from that. Something just totally fell off my desk. I don't know if my computer picked it up or anything. That was weird. Okay. Yeah, let's get the next level of coercion. Okay, so for this level, I think we're gonna get. Let me check my little level up guide that I have. Am I gonna get Indomitable? I don't know. I never really use Indomitable. I do use like powerful swings all the time. I'm gonna get powerful swings first, and then maybe I'll take Indomitable. I don't know. My guide says to get Indomitable next. I have a little note card which I wrote down my entire like how to level up. Masinya, basically all the characters. It says to get Indomitable this level. So, I guess I'll get it. Strange. Alrighty. No, I've never actually met Sir Jory in camp. So, I guess I can check around to try and see if I can find him. I've actually never ran into him before.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
Oh, that's where he is? Okay. Oh, Sir Jory.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
Yes, and Masinya. Actually, no, he didn't declare his name. Let's ask him who he is.
Sir Jory is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Archdemon. I wasn't aware dwarves could be Grey Wardens. I've only seen a few of your folk in the castle dealing with the smithy.
I'm debating between 2 and 3. I guess I would have expected him to be like, assuming that I'm like a merchant. I forgot that there are smithy dwarves up here. Why couldn't we be Grey Wardens?
Since the Grey Wardens protect human lands, I guess the dwarf would not wish to join. Obviously, I'm wrong. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
Okay, that actually makes sense. You know what? I was really confused, but that logic actually does sort of make sense, because yeah, the dwarves don't really care about the surface. Okay, Jory, here. I'll give you that. I'm curious if you know anything about this draining ritual.
As am I. Has anyone told you about it?
Huh. I don't know if they've told anyone about that, so I'm not going to mention that. Daveth said we might be going into the wilds.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Oh damn, Jory was here the entire time? I've been through here. Never had that conversation before. Okay. Well, we are going to have to talk to this priest because she is absolutely amazing, this interaction.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
Okay, so I don't think Masinya would exactly say this, but I love the response. She'd probably say something more like, apologies, I don't worship the Maker, or something like that, but as you can see, mine are dwarven kin.
I do, though I cannot pass on the respects of your ancestors. The Maker looks kindly on all who will receive him.
I remember that gave me a different response. Wow, that really did get it different. Okay. Huh. What character was I playing as? Because I remember her being like savage. Like, giving a totally savage response. What do you say now? But now, like, the only two ways that I'm thinking that I could get the savage response are by me being just totally unnecessarily rude. Okay. Huh. Well, I still came here to get that response, so I guess I'll take the blessing, but damn, okay. Was I playing as a different race? Huh. This conversation going differently. Okay. Very well, I'll receive his blessing.
Then I bless you, Grey Warden, in the name of Andraste and the Maker above. May the chant of light carry your name to the ears of our Lord.
Okay, I know you have a quest for me.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
I haven't.
I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Tell me why you're in there first.
I'm a deserter, or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way.
Did you desert?
I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter? All I want is a bit of food and water.
If you weren't deserting, why sneak around the camp?
Oh, I would have deserted eventually. Just not then. I was stealing, not sneaking out of the camp. I got one of those wizards drunk and took his key. It belongs to a chest they got here, full of magical treasures. In fact, I still have it. I can't use it from here, but I'd trade you for some food and water.
They didn't find the key when you were arrested?
I swallowed it. But it's, come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
I'll see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
It does seem... Wait, actually, I didn't quick say it. Okay, I actually have to think about these responses. It does seem like a waste to guard him all day.
I can't just let him go, can I? The army will figure out what to do with him. Probably just waiting for someone important to make a decision. Then they'll hang him, I expect. And I can go and do something else.
I had a chat with him, actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
Not particularly. But he did ask for some food and water.
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you missed one man. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
Cool. I wonder what the meal is. A rock hard biscuit. How delicate.
So?
How delightful.
Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Why do you say delicate? That was the first. Here's some food.
Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Huh. Considering where that came from, let's hope we're not the only ones in good health.
Oh, hey, that gives Alistair... I didn't even know I could get Alistair's approval. Damn it, now I actually have to consciously think about my actions. Kind of still at the safe zone.
Sorry, miss. The army camp is off limits for you right now.
I thought there was a longer discussion than that, but okay. I don't know if she gives me a quest.
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
Did you give me a quest?
He calls.
Okay, so like, I know who the game is implying, but since I played the other games, I totally thought of a different character.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
Do you give me a quest? I could have sworn one of these sick people gave me a quest. Why do you say that?
I saw them. We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
What's wrong with him?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just... terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Never would I compare Darkspawn to caterpillars. Never would I imagine caterpillars so evil. Okay.
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Loghain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
You're the dwarf who walks with the Grey Wardens. A respectable decision.
You know much about us dwarves?
Some, like all Ash warriors. Our training originates from the dwarves. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
Okay, so the Ash Warriors are fat. fascinating individuals, and I'm pretty sure that they never appear in any other game. But, you don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors, as you should well know.
He trained with the Dwarven Berserker warriors.
Our discipline was passed down to us from the time of Luthias the Dwarf Son. He trained with the Berserkers of your kind, long ago.
So you're the same as Berserkers in Orzammar?
Perhaps. I've never been, so I cannot say for certain, but I'm told our traditions are the same. We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
Is that dog good in combat?
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
Why have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies, but the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
What if the enemy is painted with caddis as well?
Why? Would you steal our caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
Okay, none of these responses are like what you would say. I'm trying to think, because you'd probably just reply with, no, just wondering. Just wondering about, like, you know, Ash Warriors went against Ash Warriors, but, I guess we'll go with this one.
Good. I hear death is unpleasant.
What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
I assume Masinya would know exactly what he means by survive the blood, because she's a dwarf. So I'm not gonna ask that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask that.
There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
Basically, Darkspawn blood taints, so since they attack the Darkspawn, they get the Darkspawn blood, and then it taints them and kills them. You have a quest. That I know for sure.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed Darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
I didn't know that I could have Alistair do the work. I've never actually gone here with Alistair in the party. Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders. Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. You can see intelligence in his eyes, as well as a great deal of pain. Sinmul is very ill. I can just kill the dog? I have never seen that option. Okay, no. Put the muzzle on the dog. The Mabari growls weakly, but does not challenge you. After you are done, he whimpers.
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
Well, yes, but I don't even know what that last word was. The thing, was it plaintively? Plaintively? Ugh, I don't even know. Yeah, why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white with a blood-red centre.
No. Where in the wilds would I find such a flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
And why don't you get it yourself? Why do I have to?
The wilds are off limits to non-soldiers, and I have many other hounds under my care.
That makes more sense. I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Cool, okay. Before we go to Duncan, I think there's a couple more people I can talk to.
Greetings. King Cailan is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. Actually, I'm assuming that the question's gonna be there, so do you know where the king is?
I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
And they're in the part of the camp that I'm not allowed to go to, because reasons. I'm hoping my coercion's good enough for this. Tell me about the king.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Terin Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
I have my doubts.
That's how the Terin feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Terin called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Terran's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it. As you wish.
Probably shouldn't have. Okay, now, let's see if my coercion's strong enough to persuade you.
You approach the tent of Terin Loghain. State your business.
Is the Terin inside? What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity.
Oh, come on. Surely you can. Tell me just a little bit about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Terran's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Terran speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Terin Loghain tells him. Without the Terin, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
I can ask to have an audience with the Terin? Like, I have no clue why Masinya would do this. But I want to see it. So...
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
I didn't think that would work. Okay.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done this before. Okay. How'd you know?
His Majesty could not contain his excitement after your meeting. How could I not hear about you? Cailan's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Fereldan?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Marek respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Marek would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. You're no surface dwarf, I can see it in your eyes. Smart of the Grey Wardens to look for new recruits in Orzammar. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I don't know at this time.
If Cailan has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
And if he doesn't?
Then simply pray.
Oh, damn. I've never had that conversation before. Alright. Well, that's fun. This is why Coercion's the best skill in this entire game.
Look carefully now. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
Is that a Genlock or a Herlock? It looks Genlock size. Locked. Anything
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
Is that... It says just a soldier, but is that, Oh, what's her name? Loghain's lady, his like right-hand lady. What's her name? Is that Cothrine? Is that Cothrine? Oh, minute. Oh, minute. Is it? Catherine? Maybe it's Catherine. Oh no, I don't think it is. Damn it, I thought for a second it was. Okay. Editor Knox, roll comparison. Okay. Damn it, I really thought that was for a second.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Blessed are they who stand with...
Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
I never knew you existed. What do you mean?
I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
I could lie. No, I'm not gonna lie. I said you won't lie, but... No, just wanted to talk.
You want to talk to me? I'm not in trouble, am I?
Not that I know of.
Oh, that's a relief. I'm one of the king's servants, which means I run messages around and make deliveries all day long. If you fall behind, you get the switch from the quartermaster. Oh, I wish I were back at the palace. There are far more places to hide. I better go. If the quartermaster sees me chatting, he'll think I'm being lazy, and that'll be my hide. But it was nice talking to someone.
I've never met you before. Okay, I'm now going to get... I'm going to have to make a character that's very persuasive and just... totally be evil in that interaction. Okay. Yeah, elves don't have it fun. They're all servants to human. Most of them are servants. I think they're servants. They're not slaves, right? No, that's all in Tevinter. Yeah. It is beautiful. But the sight from here is better though.
It sustains me. 1,000 men should they set themselves against me.
I have to try and find like a really good thumbnail for this one.
Shall the Maker's light
Can I go in here? No, I can't. I don't think I've actually ever been to this side of the castle before. It is rather... Wow! I did not know the Tower of Vishal was that tall. No, I'm gonna screenshot this. Even screenshot again.
A few moments later.
Alright. I think that's enough screenshots. Okay. Cool. Alright, I don't think there's anything else that I can do here. So I guess we'll talk to Duncan.
There were lots of darkspawn. Getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a genlock. They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new darkspawn are coming from, or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. There aren't any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough.
Cool. Oh no, there's another 10. Okay, 1 minute. Is this 10 for the New Year's?
It's good to have Grey Wardens amongst us.
Yeah.
With their help, perhaps we can push these things back underground for good.
I'm pretty sure the whole chant of Blight and whatnot is in a different side of camp. Which is a bummer. I would have loved to be able to talk to the chant of Blight representative here. But okay. Let's finish up this class. Do you have anything interesting to say?
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
What do we need darkspawn blood for?
For the itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
And the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Is this part of our joining too?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
How will we find the archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
And you know, what if they're not there?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
Find the archive in 3 vials of blood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Alright, but I think that is where we'll leave this episode off. So, yeah. Next up, in the next episode, we'll go and investigate the Korcari Wilds. If you enjoyed the video and you watched this far, maybe consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want to see the rest of Masinya's journey. See you next time.